Welcome to the trial of the full guide in Hollow Knight. My first advice is don't do this challenge if you are not ready. Do anything else. Trial of the Full is the hardest combat challenge in the base game, and there is no reward beside Geo. So first, find all pale ores and upgrade your weapon. Collect all mask fragments to have maximum possible health pool. One which could make the most trouble is a reward after delivering delicate flower. It's still much easier than Trial of the Full. Find all vessel fragments to have 3 extra soul pools. Finally, make sure you have 11 charm notches. Optionally, upgrade Fragile Strength and Fragile Heart to unbreakable versions. You would need 27,000 Geo in total to upgrade both. Perfect place to farm it is Trial of the Conqueror, because you will practice fighting enemies in Colosseum of the Fools. I tried different combination of charms, but I really enjoy Mark of Pride and Quick Slash to increase power of the nail, then Shaman Stone to have more damage on spells. It left me with 2 free charm notches, and there are a lot of good choices. Soul Catcher, Sharp Shadow, Unbreakable Heart if you have it, or choose 2 smallest charms from Nailmaster Glory, Dream Wielder, or from what I have this run, Grab Song and Thorns of Agony. It might look weird, but it's a great way to make receiving damage less painful for you and more painful for the enemies. Since you will get hit a lot here, those are good options. While I'll show full run, I will not explain in details every single enemy, since you are familiar with most of them. As always with Primal Aspid, don't be afraid to use spells, because it will cost as much as losing 1 HP. And with Shaman Stone you can one-shot them, so it's absolutely worth it. You don't need to memorize the full run, because there is enough time to react. And it's visible that I clearly don't remember the full order of all the encounters. With upgraded nail, two-shotting those flies is really helpful. As in previous trial, there are chained bellflies you need to avoid, and the best way is just to hug the wall. Next are jumping spiders, which are very easy to deal with, but very hard to predict. For me, the favorite spot to stand is in the middle, under the lowest platform. It's not 100% safe, but provides enough cover to be okay. Also, don't forget to heal whenever there is only 1 enemy left. Now rather tricky part, where I prefer to hold the high ground. As always, the worst enemy will be Primal Aspid, which I heavily advise to one-shot with spell. After that, a little time to heal and avoid Garpede. And then back to fighting annoying flying enemies. Then the battery in my controller ran out, but it's not an issue. Then I used another controller and it looks like I forgot how to use it. Where there is only a single flying mantis alive, you can dodge his attack and immediately heal. Otherwise, it's hard to find the time to recover. It also doesn't matter in which direction you avoid this disc. You can bounce off the disc projectile from the mantis, but don't go too crazy with that. Also, I'm not using the spells often enough, but sometimes it's hard to find the balance between saving souls and dealing with enemies fast. Now a very hard section with Soul Sanctum enemies. That was just the warm-up, now the floor is covered with spikes. New enemy is Spawn, Vault Twister, but he has only one attack which we are familiar with already. It's the same as Umo in Teacher's Archives. Simply don't stop moving and don't path backwards. Also try to do damage while moving. They are also very easy to kill with powered up spells. Now when the arena is much smaller, the Desolate Dive is very useful. As it could damage everyone and also make you invincible for a little while. You could also use Desolate Dive for Brooding Mauleg, but I decided to save Soul for the next segment. Made a little mistake, but besides that it was pretty simple. In this section you can both heal and recharge souls with Dream Nail. Just move away early enough to do that. And now definitely the hardest part, where you have no platform to stand on and the floor is covered with spikes. For a minute or so you will be fighting in the air only, and from the walls. I don't believe there are simple tricks, you need to practice it. For me it took a few days before I completed this challenge. Remember that your spells are powerful, but sometimes they might be hard to cast. When the space gets really small, you will be fighting only two enemies. You can either one-shot them with the spell, or harder version, which is downward slash attack and force them to die of the spikes. Now, as soon as you get platform, stand in the middle and heal as much as possible. It's rather unlikely the spider will hit you right away, so you have at least some free time. Then defend yourself as much as possible and heal in the meantime. It's okay to get hit few times, I didn't find a way to go hitless in this round. Just be careful after you get hit to not fall on the spikes, because it will cause you to take 2 damage instead of 1. Now it should be easy and straightforward until the boss. The only hard part about the boss is that you have never seen him before this challenge. It has close to none abilities, but at this point you are very stressed because this challenge takes a lot of practice, and you definitely don't want to fail at the very end. I make quite a lot of stupid mistakes at the end, but with Grab Song I get my souls refilled so I can heal back up. As always, whenever there is only a single enemy left, just use that time to heal. As the boss is incoming, stay at the end of the screen. Directly at the lantern is okay. But before we get to that, let's explain the boss first. God Tamer is a little ant with a big sword. All she does is a jump attack from time to time, and it's exactly the same attack as in the entrance. What's more important is that God Tamer will die as soon as you kill the beast, so focusing down the beast is the best option. Beast itself has two attacks, one is spitting 3 waves of goo, one very close, second one mid-range and third one far away. The closest goo prevents you from standing in the nail range, so it's good time to cast the spells. The second beast attack is rolling till the end of the room, jumping upwards, and then landing at the position where knight was when the beast hit the wall. And this is very important because if you don't move, it will land directly on you. What I do is ignore God Tamer, avoid her attacks, and try to isolate the beast and focus it down. While the beast is rolling, it's immune to nail damage, but you prefer to run away anyways. You can also use the solid dive, but if you are not fast enough, you will get hit. Here is my hitless attempt, which was quite offensive at the beginning of the fight, but besides that, it was pretty smooth. In the Trial of the Fool, if you have saved some energy, you can spam with the spells at the beginning of the fight, just make sure it's after the God Tamer have landed, otherwise the beast won't take the damage. That was all for this guide, thank you for watching and see you in the next one.